this is Kindness Gal. As you can see from my title, it says Testify. Well, I'm going to share testimony of how God is the God of impossible. Years ago, I was in a deadly car accident. Or I should say, I was hit by a car. And I was holding my mother's hand at the time I was hit. She was pregnant. Technically, the car hit her first and took me instead. For her dress in front of her was ripped, and she didn't realize it because all her focus was on me. She said the sound of my skull hitting the pavement was a sound that she just rang in her ears. Till this day, my mom doesn't like to talk about it. There were so many people screaming, and this was people sharing their being witnesses on what happened. And I asked around who was there, and I got different versions, so I'm putting it together to share with you guys. So what I'm telling you right now, I have no recollection. These are just testimonies I received from my mom and those who were there. As I was laying there, my mom came to me, and she said, I opened my eyes, and I said, Mommy, it hurts all over. Whilst that my grandmother, because how I flew, she thought it was a bird, stopped the driver, who was 19 years old, no license, and it was his friend's car. 2 ambulances came, one for my mom and one for me. I do recall waking up and seeing my grandmother ambulance crying, but they didn't know that my eye has opened because I only saw through my left eye, while my right eye was completely shut. I noticed that I had something on my face, and I just keep seeing them just crying, you know? And at that time, I didn't know where I was. And to tell you the truth, I thought I was dreaming. Got to the hospital. My mom went in one room, and they had to check her because she was pregnant. Then she realized her dress was ripped. And they told her, we have to check you out. My mom was like, whatever, do what you gotta do, because I'm just worried about my baby. Ma'am, the nurse told her, ma'am, you're pregnant. We need to check you out. We need to see your baby's okay. And she's like, yeah, okay. But, you know, like, she was hastening the nurse, like, do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do, because my baby is in a room. I don't know what's going on. So they checked my mom. She was okay. My mom was still in a state of shock, but thank God she didn't suffer no injuries. The baby didn't suffer no injuries, and they released her. So she went to the waiting room. While that was going on, I was getting body scanned because they need to know from head to toe what was going on with me. They came out and it gave my mom the results, and the results were the brain is swollen. Not half of the brain, not the back of the brain, not the front brain, the whole entire brain is swollen. Then they saw that I had internal bleeding, but they didn't know where the blood was coming from, what causing the internal bleeding. They can't tell. So I guess they felt that, you know, this was an impact, so the body's going through its own trauma thing. So they was giving my mom, let me keep my mom updated. I guess they waited a while, and they did another scan. Now, this result of this scan was totally different from the first one. The brain is still swollen. There's still internal bleeding. Now her organs are failing. So that means internal bleeding, the brain is swollen, and my organs are failing. They went to my mom and told my mom. The doctor told her and said, if she wakes up from this, she will be in a vegetative state. I'm just letting you know that you have to feed her because she can't do anything. She'll be bedridden, and I don't think you want that for your daughter because she won't even know what's going on. This was hard on my mother. Of course, any mother would be hard to hear that you just had your daughter holding your hand. She's excited to go home. Now you're telling me that she's going to be in a vegetative state? This was going through my mother's mind. And it would go through any parent's mind because I'm a parent too. My mom didn't want to accept it. So at this time, she's calling people. People in church. People were calling people. Told them what happened. Oh my gosh. She's in the hospital. I'm in the hospital. You know, she's just calling left and right. Now, me, I'm in the room with internal bleeding, brain is swollen, organs are failing. Now all of a sudden, my temperature is dropping. I'm becoming cold. My mom said she saw doctors coming in with blankets to throw it on top of me. Because now, I guess I'm not a doctor, but I guess they think that the body's going through a terrible shock because, mind you, I have internal bleeding. The kidneys are failing, so I'm becoming cold. So they trying their best not to lose me. So she said she just sees them coming in with blankets, and now she couldn't see me because they had me in a trauma unit. So it's only doctors and nurses was allowed to go there. So she just seen doctors going in and out. And the doctor came out and said, we're losing her. But ma'am, for your safety and for the child that you're carrying, I need you to go home. And we will call you when she passes. Because of what's happening, she's not going to make it through the night. My mom did not believe that at all. She was not accepting that. I remember I asked my mom, I said, Mom, what did you ask God for? She said, I don't remember my prayer, but I remember this. God, you took her father from me. And she's the closest thing to her father. Please don't take her away from me. She said, that's all I remember said. But she said, out of everybody playing, when 2 or 3 are gathered in his name, there he'll be in the midst. All mountains starts to move and things start to stir in the atmosphere. Now, mind you, they're in the hospital. And they're praying. My mom can't tell me how long they were praying for. How long? The nurses came back and told my mom, just go home. It's not looking good. And my mom refused. She kept praying. Like I said, my mom can't tell me how long she's praying for. But she said the doctors came out like they saw a ghost. She said the way they looked like shock. She said they just came out as shock. And the same doctor that told my mother I won't live through the night told my mother, I don't know what happened, but we checked her again. That brain that was swollen is no longer swollen. The internal bleeding, there is no more blood. Her organs went back to the way it was. Her body has warmed up. She only suffered bruises and 2 fractured legs. To God be the glory. I don't know if my mother danced and shout. I don't remember what she said. She said she don't remember what she did. But she said, let me see my daughter. I had things all over my body and everything. But a nurse came out, went to my mother and said, whatever God you serve, keep serving him. I was the only person that whole hospital, where it's the best trauma unit in town, that could survive that kind of impact to the body. Tell me that's not God. Tell me that's not God. The God of impossible. They told my mother I would not live during the night. They told her to go home because she will pass. The same doctor came out and told her, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened, but everything went back to the way it should be. That accident carried me on 2 years. I used to suffer from headache. And I went to the doctor and I said, doctor, now you know I've been in a car accident. You know, I flew in the air, I hit that tar pavement. I had swelling up the brain. I'm getting these headaches. And it wasn't like right here. It was in the back of my head because when I flew, I didn't land forward. I landed on my back. He said, okay, let's do an MRI. Did an MRI. He got the results back. He said, I don't see nothing wrong. And you said there was swelling of the brain when you had a car accident? I said, yeah. He said, but this scan showed that there was no damage ever done to the brain. Not even the skull. What a mighty God. What a mighty God. I'm just testifying to let you know that God still do miracles. He still heals. He still delivers. He still set the captives free. He still do what he needs to do. Trust God. My mother trusted God. She could have gave up. She could have gave up. She could have said, you know what? Let it be. But she said, no, the God that she served. She said, God. And she prayed with her heart. I have told this story, this testimony so many times, and I enjoy saying it. I thank God that I'm able to speak about it, because the doctor said I won't be able to talk. I wasn't be able to walk. Wasn't able to have kids, and I'm a mother. Oh, Jesus. Glory to his name. Whatever situation you go, don't give up. It's going to be hard. Check my previous video, because I'm a survivor of that. I was a survivor of domestic violence. You could check my previous video. And God still brought me through. God is awesome. God is awesome. I thank you guys for listening. I thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, and share. God bless you. God keep you. Until I see you next time.